Hi everyone, this is Diane. Today is Christmas Day. As I'm filming this video, you'll probably see it the day after Christmas. I have had a very quiet day. I did celebration with my kids last evening. So today's just been pretty quiet. My son did invite me up, spur of the moment, to join him for a little bit of steak. I wasn't very hungry because I had made popovers for my breakfast, and I just wasn't hungry, so I went up and I had a little piece of steak and talked with him for a little bit and then came back home. They do things. His wife just wanted snacks, like the snacks we had for our Christmas Eve, cheese and crackers and stuff, and Layla had what she wanted, but he's going to cook a meal for them to have together for their dinner. So it was just kind of very haphazard and laid back at their house. So anyway, I just wanted to show you what I bought myself for Christmas. I opened the gifts from, from my kids and grandkids last night, but no craft supplies there, which is expected. They got me lots of nice things, but I bought myself some craft supplies because that's one of my very favorite things to receive. So I started months ago, and I would order stuff for Christmas gifts and then throw in a stamp set or two for me and put them in my closet. And I kept doing that. And then, well, I'll talk more about that when I show them to you. So I did get quite a few stamp sets. I'll just tell you that right now. And we all know that I don't need more stamps, but we all know that I like new stamps. So first of all, you may recognize these pieces as pieces that I made in the last video that I did. And so I just wanted to show you that I finished all of those little circles and things that I die cut. So I have quite a few of them that I can use to embellish pages. So that's fun. And I had 6 of these little strips cut. I did 3 on camera and I did the other 3 off camera. These are the 3 I did on. And then this one, I just added this little scrap from an apron. It has fabric and rickrack all in one. These pieces have a piece of lace and a piece of rickrack. But I just put that one strip on and called it done. I didn't even add a button because this is a little bulky because it was the strap from an apron, so it has a couple layers there. This one, I just added this little scrap of a dimensional lace, and I thought that was enough detail that I didn't need to add anything else to that. And here I did add crochet trim and rickrack and a little floral button. And then these were done, except I didn't have the reinforcements on, so I used the dies that came. These are cut with a die, these tags, and then these reinforcements came with the die set. So I had this scrap of this color of paper, cardstock, and I cut these out, and then I cut the rest of the paper, the scrap, into more. So I had one of each of the designs ready to go. I just stored the cutouts with the die set. So if I make more tags, I already have reinforcements made. So I thought that they were really cute. That's all I wanted to show you with those, just the finished product. I told you I'd show them to you when I got the reinforcements on. Now, on to the Christmas presents. I got myself a magazine, a Bella Grace field guide. So this is different from the usual Bella Grace magazine. The field guide, I don't know how many times a year they do a field guide, once or twice. But I'm stuttering. It's got journaling prompts and things to write about. What do you currently need in your life? More and less. So that's a really good prompt. So I'm going to make myself take the time to actually go through this book and read through it and ponder and write things down in it. I think that'll be good for me. I have field guides, and I started doing them and never got very far with them, but I'm determined to go through that one more completely. Here's a fun thing that I bought for myself, and I never thought I would because these are expensive. These are Amity Bloom's washi tapes. They are gorgeous. And they usually sell out really fast. And I think one time I got to see one in the shop, a set in the shop, and they were expensive, so I didn't get it. But this time she sold out and then restocked. And they stayed in the shop for a little while at least. I don't know if they're still there. But I didn't want the Christmas ones, although they were gorgeous. But I just wanted some everyday ones. So I think these were together. Yeah, because I only ordered 2 sets. So these were together in one set, and they're wide. I think I thought this was 2 different washies, but I like it the way it is, so that's fine. They're like 1 3/4 inches wide. And then these are more like a folk art design, so they're really cute. This one looks like embroidered flowers. I hope you can see it okay. They just look like embroidered trims. So that's the new washi tapes. And I got some stamps. So from scrapbook.com, they had their distress stains, Tim Holtz distress stains on sale. So I ordered some that I didn't have. So I have mustard seed, tumbled glass, frayed burlap, dried marigold, and abandoned coral. And I may try these out in this video. I already have 5 or 6 of them from when they first came out. I don't know how many there are altogether. Also from scrapbook.com, I got this set. It's a small set from Sampool. It's clear stamps, and it's called Ink Splatter. I think they're a little smaller than I was expecting, but I don't mind. I like them. So this corner is 1 piece, and then so it's smudged text and columns of writing and just some smudges, and that corner is pretty cool. Just a small little set. And I've had my eye on this for a while. It's a Tim Holtz Stampers Anonymous paint by number. So it does look like a wide paintbrush painted these, and you can see the application of the paint looks uneven, which I absolutely love. So I'm thinking I'm going to use this stamp set with these to experiment with both of them. And with this order, they were offering a free magic mat, so I can use this in my Big Shot. I'll have to research it and see what is special about it, but I think it's supposed to not warp, and if it does curl, it has steps to take to flatten it out again. So that's cool. It's pretty thick too. So it's to be used in a die cutting machine. And it's manufactured by scrapbook.com. Yep, that's nice. I like that the mat has grids, so you can lay things on there straight if you need to. And then I think this batch of items I just got from Amazon. And they are Tim Holtz stamps. Let me take things out of my box. It's not a very big box, but it held a lot of stuff. I just, some of these things came in that box, and then I just was adding stuff as I ordered them. So I'm going to take them out of the packaging so that you can see them without the glare. There will still be acetate on top of the stamps that might glare. This one is called Exquisite, and it has this billhead, mantles, costumes, and millinery, silks, dresses, mantles, millinery, hosiery, linens, woolens, and carpets. It's just such a pretty billhead there. And then some text, looks like French, and the beautiful bouquet. So pretty. So I went ahead and ordered these from Amazon last week because I realized I'm going to need more of these envelopes. So we can put these away while we go through them. I'll link these envelopes below. They are 10 by, I have to measure, oh, it says 10 by 7. And this is what I use to store these cards. Now I think the Tim Holtz ones, I have to trim a little of the acetate or they won't close. I put them so that the smooth side, not the stamp side, is where the flap will notch into the envelope because it's a lot easier to notch against the smooth side. And with the Tim Holtz ones, because they're thick rubber, I only put one in one envelope gets one stamp set. With the acrylic ones, I can put 2 back to back. So here's another fun one. I've looked and looked at it and debated, and I finally decided I think I would have fun with this. And this one is called Stitches. And it looks like someone's having trouble with their sewing machine. The threads keep getting tangled. They're doing zigzag stitches. Here's another fun one. I don't know why some of them are on white cards like this with the binder holes. Maybe they're older. This is the only one I got that's on a card like that. But I've had others that are like that, including Diane Reevely ones, because I think hers are made by Ranger also. But this one is just called Postcards, and it's got 10 different postcard designs, which is, they're just gorgeous. So hopefully I'll get some use out of those, because I think I can use them in collage, not just for making postcards. Maybe I don't need to trim these. It seems to be fitting in there okay. This one is called Mixed Media. I'm holding it a little further away from the camera when I take them out of the bag. And just what it says, Mixed Media. There's a honeycomb, and there's a design here with some distressed dots over it, and this kind of a distressed grid looking thing, and some more bigger distressed dots. I forgot how many packs or how many envelopes come in this pack. Guess we'll find out, huh? Oops. And the last Tim Holtz is called Botanic Collage. So it looks like newspaper print behind them, and then there's a butterfly and a poppy, another butterfly, and a rose. Keep wanting to put them in the other way. Okay, so then my friend Lorna from Tailor Made Journals, she creates stamps and stencils and some papers for creative expressions, and I believe that she is taking some time off from doing that. She told me that she would have another release before she was taking time off. So when her set released, I went and looked at it, and I bought 5. I think there were 6. So I didn't buy them all. And if there were only 5, well, then I bought them all. And there was a beautiful paper pack too. But the paper packs are 8 by 8, and I don't usually do a lot with the smaller paper packs. I could use them for tags and pockets and stuff. And it was a beautiful paper pack, but man, you don't need everything. So I have ads 1, 2, and 3. Let's look at this one first because it's 1. So these are the designs that you get, but when you turn it over, you get a much nicer stamp than you think, because these are small. You turn it over and you see how big that is. It's so gorgeous. Small ones would be pretty too, but things show up better, you know, that all that printing, all the wording that is in these old advertisements is so much nicer when it's a little bit bigger. Library, papeterie, I can't really read that, imprimery, the Tasker skating shoe. I love that. So that's what they look like. And I'll put ads 2 in the same envelope with this one. There are 6 pieces in here, these 2 smaller ones and then 4 big ones. Look at this one with the farmer, I guess. Yeah, he's leaning on a spade between some plants. It does say here, image shown, not actual size. They are so cool. So these I put back to back so I can see the label on both sides. This one is called Pharmacy. I used to be a pharmacy tech, but I just like these old images. She's got an atomizer and she's spraying it at her face. I like these little pharmacy labels too. Let's take a look at them in the real size. So I love this mortar and pestle, that it's small, but you could still write on that, and the same with these labels. They have lines for writing. It says, handle with care, shake well before using, and poison. This is glycerin, H. Thomas, it looks like a book, H. Thompson Druggist, and then it has these beakers behind it. Skull and crossbones, and this, I'm not sure what that's supposed to be. I mean, I know it's a face, but chart of the face. So each thing is labeled something: modesty, mirth, verity, which is truth, caution, protection, industry. So I don't know how someone would do a face reading, but that's what that's for. And then a microscope. And then we have hodgepodge. I think I have one of these. It's either Tailor Made Journals or Sam Poole. They both make stamps for creative expressions. So the sizing is the same. And I think I have one that's in an envelope by itself. So I have an odd number here, so I can add one to the other set that I already have. Anyway, this one is called Hodgepodge. It has a photographer's trade card there, a theater ticket. This looks like a railroad ticket, a top hat, a pointing finger, a mathematical instrument maker, advertisement, a pocket watch, and a fan. So that top hat looks nice and big there, and the finger ticket is nice, a nice big one. It's just so much more satisfying to turn it over. I mean, I love these, and then I turn it over, and I'm like, ah, I love it. Because I can actually see that. Maybe it's because my vision is poor. I need things to be big and bright. I need new glasses, too. That'll help. I have one more to show you, and this one is ads 3. So in this one release, she had ads 1, 2, and 3. This one is called the Astro Chart, and this is Chart of the Hand. So this is written in French, and it's a business card sort of thing. And the glasses, I believe that is for an optometrist business. I like this stamp. And watch for the new wheel, Hibbard and Ajax Cycles. So this image is used in steampunk designs quite often, I think. Aren't they fun? Love them. So that's everything, and I have one envelope left over. No, 2 envelopes left over. I get a smaller size of envelope for my die sets. Now, we're at 22 minutes, so I thought I could use maybe those and the numbers to try out my powders. And I have a bunch of scraps here. Now, if I try out the powders on these scraps of file folder and off-white colors, that will affect the color because they are glazes, embossing glazes, which means they're see-through. I didn't open these ahead of time. Hopefully they're easier to open than some of the other things I've had to open recently. Much better. Okay, I'm going to open all of these and then I'll come back. Okay, I'm back. I just realized that I didn't take this one out of the package and put it in an envelope, so I'm only going to have one envelope extra. Well, I put the odd number of the acrylic ones in an envelope, and I might be able to put it in. What do I do with the extras? Guess it doesn't matter right now. If I have another one that only has one set in it, then I can, you know, take that one out and put it in with that one, and then I'll still have 2 extra envelopes. So let's start with, I want to do a file folder tab and put one of those numbers on it. It's not what I was looking for. Okay, I'm gonna cut that off because I think I cut that shape there because I don't think it came with a double-sided tab like that. It's just cut off of a folder. So I'm going to work with this piece. And I'm going to put this 5 on there. And I think I will use the frayed burlap. Oh, here's my extra envelopes. And I did get a new Versamark. I didn't put it in with Christmas stuff because I just needed it. So the last time I did embossing, I showed you the disgusting pad I was using. It worked, but it was pretty dirty. Voila. Nice clean pad. I think this is made with glycerin, and I don't know what else. I'm not sure. But I just know it's a watermark stamp pad. I can show you what that means too. Let's do that first. So, do you know what a watermark is? It's when you have a piece of paper and then there's a design or a number or something done in a it looks the same, but it's a little bit darker. So that's what this does. So it's just subtle on the paper. So I'm going to make a watermark on this card right here. So if I let that dry, that's what it would look like. That's a watermark. So that's really fun to do with like a pretty design. Some of those other stamps I got would be great as a watermark. But you can also use a watermark pad for embossing because the ink stays wet for a little while, so you can add your powder to it and melt the powder. I'm sure most of you are familiar with this process. I've done it quite a few times on my videos. So this is even more subtle. I don't know if you can see that 5 on there. But we're going to sprinkle some frayed burlap embossing powder on it. Put the powder right back in the jar right away. And I will use my embossing gun. And I have to plug it in because I unplugged it. So I'll emboss it and I'll be right back. All right, now I'm going to distress this a little bit. Sorry, I'm making a mess. And maybe emboss one of those mixed media stamps that I just got on this. And this could be a page edge or a tab on the edge of a page in a more grungy journal. I was just going to try out the powders, but now I'm actually going to make an element. So I could use a little bit of this and a little bit of that. Those might be a little too bright. Let me see what my other embossing glazes are. So I already had 9 embossing powders. Didn't realize I had that many. But I did check these before I bought those to make sure that I wasn't duplicating. But these are more earth tone. So these would be better for a grungy journal than some of those. But I love those for something else. So let's try the walnut stain one. I don't know if I've used this one yet. Looks pretty full. And these are distressed looking, but they can be even more distressed looking if you don't lay it flat down. You can just lay a part of it down like that. You can't see it. And we can put this on. If I remember to cover this before I start sprinkling this, it'll keep it clean. When I put this on, then we'll see where the ink ended up. Oh, that looks cool. So where I put my embossing powder on the edge, that was maybe still a little wet, so the ink or the powder stuck to it, which is great. Okay, that looks good. And I'm going to add some of this. Now, if you've never embossed before, you want to, don't hold it too close to your piece. And you want to make sure that the powder is melting. You can see it turn shiny. But if you over emboss it, it will start to bubble. So you just watch to make sure you're not heating it too long. So I don't hold the heat gun in one spot for too long. So we could do rusty hinge or vintage photo. I think I'd like to know what this is one of the new ones, mustard seed, and I'm thinking it might be too bright. So I'm going to try it though. I mean, I'm just playing, right? Oh, I think I already inked that. I did. Oh, that looks good. We'll see after we melt it. I'm going to leave the camera on, or I'm not going to edit out the embossing of this, so hopefully I'll hold it up closer to the camera and hopefully you can see it melting. Maybe it won't work as well with this color. There, it's turning shiny. Gotta get my thumb away from the heat. Okay, I hope that heat gun wasn't too loud. When I listen back to it, if it's too loud, I'll just edit that part out. So I'm just going to take my distressing tool, my vintage photo, and rub it over the whole project. And maybe add a little bit of black soot. I could take this tool, it's got razors in there, and distress the edges. And if I do that, then I would just ink around it again because I'm taking away some of the inked part. But that could make it look grungier too. So there's that. I think that's fun. I'm not sure how much time I'll have because I want to edit some of this out. But let's try embossing some of the other colors. So we've done 2 out of 5. We did braid burlap and mustard seed. That one was an old one. Okay, I want to see the tumbled glass, so let's do that one next. press it to the block well enough. I'm going to turn it over because I just dropped it on that side and it dropped some ink on it. Embossing ink. So I'll just put that right there. Tumbled glass. You can take a paintbrush, a soft paintbrush, and brush off any powder that gets where you don't want it. It is on a yellowish background, this file folder, so it turned the blue almost into a mint green. Let's try doing it on white. Just a scrap here. I didn't cover that. It's not sticking. So most embossing powders are opaque. So it would have looked more blue on that paper, but because these are glazes, they're transparent. I should probably say translucent, not transparent, but see the difference? That's quite a big difference. So depending on what color you stamp on, you're going to get a totally different color. So we're going to, I guess we'll stick with white so we can actually see what our color the true color is. This one is Abandoned Coral. See if this one will stick. Well, I've still got glue on this, so it should stick. I don't usually have trouble getting Tim Holtz stamps to stick. Well, I noticed it here, the color darkened, and a little bit up here, and I don't know if it was because I melted it too long. I don't mind the effect, but I was a little surprised that it did that. But it's a distressed number, so it looks more distressed that way. I'm going to get a little tool that I have to try to prevent it from sticking to the paper where I don't want it to. This is called an Embossing Buddy from Stampin' Up, but I think probably other companies have them with a different name. And I think it's cornstarch. I don't know what else is in there. But if you rub it on your paper, it removes oils. Like if I touched a spot, oils from my hand could get on there and cause the embossing powder to stick to that. Or any other, you know, who knows what would cause the embossing powder to stick. So if you rub that Embossing Buddy on it, then it will remove the oils and moisture and whatnot. And this color is dried marigold. There, that is all of the new colors. Yep, I think that's all the colors. Yeah. So I want to try the burlap on here too, on the white, to see what the difference is. Where's the burlap? This one. So I should probably swatch all of my embossing glazes now. So I can just pull a card out and see what color I might want. But they would be swatched onto white. So there's the difference there. That one doesn't make that much of a difference, but it does make a difference. So those are my new colors and my new what was it called? Paint by number, and some of the mixed media pieces too. That was fun. All right, I hope you enjoyed playing around with me on this Christmas. And if you come back, I turned my light off already. If you come back into future videos, you'll see me playing more with these things and my other new stamps. So thank you, and I hope that you had a blessed Christmas day, and I'll see you soon. Bye.